Have you noticed how everyone talks about aging with dignity, wisdom, and peace? Commercials show joyful older couples walking hand in hand on the beach or smiling while playing chess in the park, as if life after 80 becomes some kind of peaceful fairy tale. But here on Elder Journey, we talk about real life, and real life, it's often quieter and sometimes lonelier. What no one tells you is that silence becomes a companion. The empty chair at the kitchen table, the birthday call that didn't come, the quiet ache of feeling left out in a world that just keeps rushing forward. Here's a truth many are afraid to say out loud. Loneliness after 80 isn't just emotional, it's physical, it's daily, and it's invisible. Worse still, you can be surrounded by people and still feel completely alone. That's exactly why we created this video, not to sugarcoat aging, but to face it, together, with honesty, with courage, and with care. If you're approaching 80, or already there, this video is for you. It's a mirror. It may reflect things that are hard to admit, but here on Elder Journey, we believe only when we face what's real can we begin to heal. So take a deep breath, because today we're exploring difficult truths about aging and loneliness, and how acknowledging them might just protect your mind, your body, and your joy for life. Part 1. Silence is not just the absence of sound. Have you ever noticed how silence can actually be loud? After 80, what scares many people isn't the pain in the knees or the blurry vision. It's the silence that greets you when you wake up and realize no one depends on you anymore. The house is clean, the fridge is full, but there's no voice saying good morning, no footsteps, no one waiting for you to come back from the bakery. And here's the dangerous part. That silence starts to feel normal, like a dripping roof. You hear it, you live with it, but eventually you stop trying to fix it. But this kind of silence, it begins to damage the brain. Research shows that chronic loneliness in older adults is strongly linked to cognitive decline. Yes, being alone too often literally speeds up the aging of the mind. This isn't just emotional, it's biological. The human brain is social by design. It needs conversations, even short ones, just like it needs food, sleep, and movement. Without that exchange, without connection, the brain begins to dim. It's as if it says, if no one is listening, why keep speaking? And sadly, most families don't even notice. They think their aging parent is just quiet or tired. But in reality, that person may be slowly disappearing into silence. So if you're a senior and you feel this happening, don't accept it. As part of aging, reach out, make the call, say hello to a neighbor. Sometimes a 2-minute exchange is enough to keep the brain alive, and if you're not a senior but someone you love is over 80, understand this. A visit, a short chat, even a voice message can make all the difference. You might be the only voice that breaks the silence today, and that might be everything. If you've made it this far, type number 1 in the comments and leave a like. Subscribe to Elder Journey and share this video. These small actions help us grow and reach more people who need support, comfort, and guidance for healthy aging. Part 2. When photos stop making sense. There comes a moment when even the photos start to lose their warmth. You look at the frame on the shelf, the kids on the beach, your wife smiling at your anniversary dinner, a grandchild laughing in your arms, so full of life. But suddenly, those pictures no longer hug you the way they used to. Nostalgia starts to carry weight. What once felt sweet now brings a quiet kind of ache. It's not sharp sadness, it's more subtle. It's that strange emptiness that shows up when you realize you're surrounded by memories but have no one left to share them with. And after 80, that feeling can grow stronger, because many of the people who lived those moments with you are no longer here, and the ones who are, they're busy, living their own lives. You start to have too many memories and not enough conversations, and that, my friend, is one of the hardest parts of aging loneliness. It's not just the absence of company today, it's the absence of witnesses to your past. You remember everything. The smell of your mother's kitchen, the laugh of your best friend, the sound of the radio on a slow Sunday morning, but no one else remembers it with you. It's as if, little by little, your story is fading, and that feeling of no longer existing in anyone else's memory can hurt more than any aching joint. But here's the truth. You still matter. And there's something you can still do. Tell your story. Write it, record it, share it. If no one remembers, then teach. If no one asks, then offer. Because even if the world seems to have moved on, what you lived still has value. And as long as you can tell your story, you are still here. And that still matters. If you've felt this before, type number 2 in the comments. Share this video with someone who might be feeling the same. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing to Elder Journey. These small actions help this message reach those who truly need to hear it. Part 3. When no one touches you anymore. There's a kind of absence that most people don't even notice. It's the absence of touch. After 80, the body begins to feel that emptiness more deeply. It's not just about missing someone. It's about missing a hug, a gentle hand resting on your shoulder, fingers interlaced without urgency, just presence. You might go days, weeks, even months without being touched by another person. No handshake, no hand on the back, no caring fingers fixing your collar or smoothing your hair. And slowly, your body begins to feel like it's fading. Science confirms what the heart already knows. Human touch heals. It lights up parts of the brain connected to joy, memory, and belonging. It lowers cortisol, slows the heart rate, strengthens immunity. Touch says, you are here. You are seen, you matter. But when touch disappears, something inside begins to shrink, to quiet, to give up. At 80, many live not only in silence, but without skin. They're not hugged. They're barely looked at with softness. They're treated quickly, as if their time has lost value. And little by little, the absence of touch becomes something even more painful, an absence of worth, as if the body is just an old shell waiting silently for the story to end. But it doesn't have to be this way. If your hands still have strength, use them to offer warmth, give a hug, hold someone's hand, touch with kindness. And if you're younger, visit a senior, touch with respect, hold with care, because sometimes one gentle touch can rescue a soul that was ready to let go. If this spoke to you, type number 3 in the comments. Subscribe to Elder Journey and share this video, not just to reach minds, but to remind hearts that no one should feel invisible. Part 4. When you start feeling like a burden, no one says it out loud, but you can feel it in the tone of voice, in the rushed replies, in the eyes that don't quite meet yours. After 80, many begin to carry a quiet, invisible pain. The feeling of being in the way. You ask for something small, a favor, a lift, a little help, and you instantly sense it. That pause, that sigh, that subtle look that says, not now. You call on the phone, and hear the impatience in the voice that answers. You want to talk, but everyone seems too busy. It's not cruelty. It's not lack of love. Sometimes life just moves too fast. But the result is the same. A heavy silence that whispers, without a single word, you're a burden. And that silence, it adds up, slowly, quietly, until one day you begin to withdraw. You stop asking for help. You avoid expressing your feelings. You try not to bother anyone. You even start to exist more quietly, as if apologizing for taking up space. But here's the truth. No one tells you. That is dangerous, because those who begin to hide eventually begin to disappear. Let this be your reminder. You are not here by accident. You matter, even if no one says it aloud. Your presence still counts. And if the world is too busy to notice, speak. Up not with anger, but with presence. Call the friend. Share your thoughts. Ask for what you need without apology. Show them and yourself that you are still part of life, not a burden to it. And if you're the one rushing, distracted, always too busy, look again, listen better, pull that person back from silence. Let your kindness say you still matter. Because sometimes what saves a life isn't medicine, it's being seen. If this resonated with you, type number 4 in the comments, subscribe to Elder Journey, and share this video. You might help someone take the first step back from shame, from silence, back into life. Part 5. Life still wants something from you. You've made it this far. And that by itself says more than most people realize. After all the years, The losses, the quiet moments, the pain, the small victories, the days when you almost gave up, you're still here. And that is not a coincidence. There's a cruel idea whispered in corners of society, that after 80, life is finished with you, that you're meant to wait quietly, rest politely, fade slowly. But that idea, it's wrong, and somewhere deep inside, you know it's wrong. Even when your joints ache, even when the loneliness feels heavier than usual, even when others forget to check in, something inside you still pulses. A spark, their presence, a whisper of purpose. You are not invisible. You are not just a page that's been turned. You are the final chapter of a long, beautiful book, and those pages still deserve to be read. You are still an example. You are still a living memory, the last tree of a once vast forest, and your shade still offers shelter. There are young people out there who won't know the meaning of strength until they hear your story. There are grandchildren who won't understand resilience until they see what you've endured. Quietly, bravely. Even strangers, caregivers, neighbors, people in the market might change how they live simply because they witnessed how you still live. Life still wants something from you, not your perfection, not your productivity, just your presence. The world needs your truth, your lived experience, the courage in your eyes when everything else grows dim. So don't shrink, don't disappear quietly, don't let the world write the end before you're ready. Your story is still unfolding. And if this message touched you, write number 5 in the comments. Subscribe to Elder Journey and share this video, not for us, but so someone out there, someone tired, someone doubting, might feel seen again. And if you've made it this far, take a deep breath. This video wasn't created to simply inform you, it was created to remind you. There is still time, still breath, still beauty in every new morning. Loneliness may visit, loss may have left its fingerprints, but your existence still carries weight, still leaves a mark, still has meaning. At 80, many things change, but one truth does not. You are still writing the story of your life, and it doesn't have to end in silence. Here at Elder Journey, we believe that. We believe aging is not about retreating, it's about blooming again, in a quieter, deeper, more powerful way. If this message meant something to you, type present in the comments. That single word says it all. You are here, you matter. Subscribe to the channel, share this message, not for numbers, but to help light a candle for someone walking through the dark. And if you want to keep reflecting with us, click the video now showing on your screen. There, you'll discover simple habits to renew your mind and body, even after 80. We'll meet you there.